Hello everybody, welcome back to another Mystic Islands video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy Halloween. I don't know when this is going to be going up, but it's going to be pretty close to Halloween, so whatever. Either way, happy Halloween, and guys, 600 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that, and already we're at 626, and it's been like a week. You guys are the best, and we're growing at a pretty good pace now, and we're hoping to pump out more cards. I do have some more cards to show you guys, but not today. We are doing a special video for the holiday. I'm hoping for next Halloween that we have a mini set that is totally customizable art for Halloween, but for this year we were unable to make it happen, so instead I'm giving you this special video. So today we are doing the top 10 scariest Mystic Island cards. So obviously you guys are going to debate me on this. Let me know in the comments how wrong I am, but this is how I feel. We're going to use all three sets of the game, so obviously some of the older art is just not as advanced as the new art, but the concepts are still pretty spooky. Right before we start this list, let me know down below what card you think is going to be number 1, and let's get right into it. Starting off at number 10, we have Moonlight Knight, a royalty faction human knight, cost 5, 6 attack, 6 defense. When you cast this creature, you must sacrifice a creature worth 2 chaos crystals or more on your battlefield, and he has Obstruct and Idle on top of him. He is a rare, and he actually came out in set 1 and was reprinted in set 2, and I just think the concept of his artwork is awesome. I think the background really gives a dreadful feel to this card. He's definitely the type of guy that if he sits next to you on the bus, you are changing seats. I cannot wait for this card to get updated art in the future sets. Probably set 4 he will get reprinted just because it's going to fit the theme a lot better, which I'm not spoiling. But this is just number 10, so we are going to move on to number 9. This is another card from set 1, Death Whisperer. His name fits the list pretty well. Cost 5, 6 attack, 3 defense. When casted, look at the top card of your deck. You may either put it back on top or discard it. This is a common for set 1, and as you can see, again with the rain and the stormy background, gives him a little bit of an eerie feel. Also, he's holding a skeleton head that is alive. That's pretty weird. And he is holding a pitchfork, so you do not want to be on the other end of this guy. Plus, his horns are crazy. Piercy has like war paint all over his face. This guy looks insane, and when he's redone, he's going to be very scary. But I think the concept as it is right now is pretty spooky, and he's going to sit at number 9. Coming in at number 8, you know him, you love to hate him. Colossal Bonebreaker. Skeleton faction creature, cost 7, 7 attack, 6 defense. You may reduce the cost of this creature by 1 crystal for every Clumsy Bones creature in your graveyard. When killed, this creature is banished. He is a rare for set 1, 2, and 3, and obviously he has that updated art. I think this artwork turned out fantastic, and you can just see the actual size of Colossal Bonebreaker himself. He's holding a normal sized skeleton in his hand. He is ginormous, so the sheer fact that he is so big is pretty much the reason why he's so high on this list. He obviously does look kind of just like a standard skeleton, but at that size he would definitely be crazy. So you can make a case that he should be higher, but we put him at number 8. Moving on to number 7, one of the newer cards, Spinechill Wraith. One of my favorite names in this set. Cost 1, 1 attack, 1 defense. He is a Wraith Soul. When casted, choose 1 creature from your graveyard worth 2 or less and cast it for free this turn. If Spinechill Wraith dies from a creature, you banish it. So he actually doesn't come into the battlefield alone, but I think this artwork does a great job showing the speed at which he's coming at you in the forest and setting up the situation that you were in the forest alone at night. If you saw one of these things, you would probably freak out. I think his colors work very well and his eyes look insane. Obviously, he is a wraith, so it's not like he's a normal skeleton. He's flying around being crazy. I think the sheer craziness factor of this card is a little scarier than Colossal Bonebreaker because of the creep factor, I think. So he is going to sit at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is Frost Arachnid. Sorry for all you arachnophobes out there, but this one is for you. So this one is probably number 1 if you're scared of spiders. Cost 4, 6 attack, 2 defense. Spider, I know it's not an insect, it's an arachnid obviously, but we did that so it combos better with cards. When casted, your opponent must reveal the top card of their deck. If it is a creature card, it goes to the graveyard. If not, put it back on top. And then he also has Frostbite 2, which is very strong. This card is pretty awesome by itself, but the artwork makes it way creepier. As you can see, even the size of the spider next to the man to the right is a huge spider, which makes Frost Arachnid ginormous. Most people in this situation would probably pass out, so the fact that this guy is even trying to fight is pretty crazy. I don't have a huge fear of spiders, so that's why it's so low on the list, but if you do, let me know in the comments section. At number 5, we have Soul Transfer. This is actually an ability card, but the creature depicted on the artwork right here is very intense. Very excited for this artwork to get redone as well in the future. This guy looks insane. Definitely not something you'd want to encounter in the wild. A little bit of lore behind him. He's made of this wormy, tentacle-like substance, almost like a fungus that controls the skeleton himself. Most of the time, he will be laying on the floor, acting dead, until a creature comes by and he springs up to attack and kill that creature for its nutrients. And just looking at the creature itself, it looks very intimidating with the red glowing eyes, long, thin, bony fingers, and obviously the tentacles going everywhere. And then you have its mouth, which is kind of like this weird morphed mouth with his bottom jaw. Definitely a creepy card, and it's going to make my top 5. Let me know what you think about this one. Coming in at number 4, we have Reborn Reaper, Skeleton Faction. A lot of these cards are Skeleton Faction, it seems. Cost 5, 5 attack, 4 defense, a Skeleton Sentinel. As long as this creature is active, once per turn, you may cast the top Skeleton Faction creature in your graveyard for 1 less of its original Chaos Crystal's cost. And on top of that, he has Obstruct, which isn't super great, but it's definitely helpful. So the fact that this card is so creepy without its art redone is pretty awesome. Definitely a scary looking skull on this guy with the scythe as well. You also get that intensity from the outside border of the artwork as well. It's almost like he has 100% confidence that you are going to die. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to see him in the middle of the night in the corner of my room. We're going to be moving on to number 3. Coming in at number 3, we have Warden of the Dead. Cost 6, 5 attack, 7 defense, Skeleton Warden. You may reduce the cost of this creature by 1 crystal for every skeleton prisoner currently in your graveyard, and you can pay 1 crystal to cast a skeleton prisoner from your graveyard for free this turn. Obviously a really nice combo going on there, but besides that, the creature itself is absolutely creepy. As you can still see, it has a zombie hand on its left hand. The skin is still on. You can see how thin and creepy his fingers are. On top of that, he has some type of animal skull on his staff. He has an awesome looking cloak. Not to mention he has skulls on his belt just for fun. And he is the warden of the undead prison. He is very powerful, as you can see in his stats as well. And if you look into his eyes, don't. This guy is definitely one of the creepiest cards in the game, I think, from a pure creature. So he is coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Bloodthirsty, one of my favorite and least favorite cards. Cost 2, Goblin Faction ability. Target creature or caster takes 4 damage. You lose 2 health. The flavor text also reads, blood tastes like liquid gold. Definitely a creepy concept for a card, and this is a card you do not want to see, and I don't think you'd want to see this goblin either. Obviously, you get a good close-up of the goblin himself smiling like he knows what he wants, and you can see the blood running down his chin, all over, splattered across his mouth and his teeth. This smile, I think, beats out Warden of the Dead's. There's a more menacing look behind this smile, especially with the teeth. This goblin is definitely the creepiest one in the game so far. Creepiest depiction of a goblin as well, definitely a darker card. And that's why it comes in at number 2. And right before we get number 1, we are going to do a honorable mention, and it's going to be Amulet of Possession. This one isn't super creepy, but as you can see, it is a cool looking amulet. It's going to be much better when updated artwork wise, but the concept of it is pretty cool. There's basically a trapped possessed soul in this amulet, and a skeleton is holding it. I just think it is a pretty cool looking card, and it fits in with the video, but obviously this did not make the list. It was just on the outside. I think all the other cards are significantly creepier than this one. So we're going to move on to number 1. Again, let me know who you think number 1 is going to be, and here it is. Zuverus, the Obsidian Dragon. Cost 2, 3 attack, 3 defense. Dragon Monster. When casted, draw a card. If that card is a neutral faction card, draw another card. How many times can I say card? Amber 3. Every time this creature battles and deals damage to the opposing caster, give this creature +1 attack, +1 defense until death with a limit of 3. This card is a powerhouse, and it is also a mystic rare. Very, very rare. And the artwork matches the card. This dragon is ginormous, as you can see. You can see the trees in the background, and the fact that this card is in a snowy set, and all of the trees are literally being burned just by his presence, shows how much strength this dragon has, not to mention the blood all over. This creature is almost unstoppable once you get him going. His teeth are menacing, his tongue is creepy, he has spikes all over him, and then his dragon skin as well is very creepy. And just the look of him is extremely menacing. I would say this is the scariest card in Mystic Islands up until this point. If you guys do not agree with me, let me know down below, and let me know who your number 1 would be. But I don't think anyone's touching this guy. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. We are gaining subs pretty quickly, which I really do appreciate. If you guys want to, follow me on Instagram. I've been posting a lot more on there. Plus, you get to see some snippets of cards before they come out. Sometimes I release those. Also, you get to see the completed cards when they're done. I usually upload them as media on there, so you can see their full effects in case you missed a video. But again, happy Halloween to everybody. Super happy to be in this community. You guys are super supportive, so I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.